Hello and welcome to another short drawing lesson. This week we're going to draw the fabulous Jaguar XJS, a groovy car from the 70s. First thing we'll do is a front wheel over here. Try and draw as lightly as you can at the beginning. And the next thing we'll do is measure how wide this front wheel is and use that as our unit of measurement for the rest of the car. So this distance here we're going to measure again once, twice and a little bit more before drawing the next wheel. And next we need a nice straight line that skims the top of the front wheel and is slightly higher than the back wheel, extending out both ends as well. On that we're going to measure our overhangs. So at the front we need about half a wheel, and at the back we need about one wheel. And in the centre here, parallel to this line, we need one more line that's level with the centre of your front wheel, and another smaller one beneath that, all parallel. So coming back to this mark here, we're going to draw a little hexagon, and that's our front headlight. And from that in front, a slight curving downwards line, as if it's going to run down into the bottom of the car. And then off the top there, we need one more really long line, which curves slightly. So it starts slow, comes a bit higher, and then tapers off, gets narrower as you come down to the back again. Quite a tricky one. Try to get it, use the sweep of your arm rather than doing a short furry line. We don't really want a furry Jaguar. The Jaguars are furry. So the lights here, we've got a curving section first, then a kind of vertical section, then it curves, and again, want that to run as if it's heading towards this point here. There's our bottom section. And now for the doors, they sit on top of this line. The rear edge is sort of vertical-ish, maybe leaning back a tiny bit at that mark there. The front edge, see this gap here, we want a bigger gap at the front. Again, a sort of curving front section. Once you get above that line, it heads right back here, sort of swings back quite a long way. And that gives you your A-pillar and the windscreen. And your windscreen wants to head almost sort of level with the front of your door there. For the side windows, we want a curving line that droops down slightly as it gets further back. You want a smaller gap here than you have at the front. Just a little bit. And then thicken up the roof. And once you get level with the centre of your back wheel, that's kind of where the curve changes and swings the other way, which gives it a very distinctive kind of rear buttress. And you've got the same kind of curve again, but you want it tapering so that it's narrow at the top and wide at the bottom. And then the same thing again, quite for a sort of filled in black section here. We'll do our B-pillar, it leans back slightly and it's mirrored at the front there. And we probably should put some bumpers on. So just directly beneath your headlights, you've got a narrow strip and then it's chunkier at the front. There's also a little spoiler, chin spoiler. And at the same height at the back, same sort of thing, a rectangle. And the rear lights, they're like a square here, which continue right around that curving section on the early cars. And that's mirrored on the bumper. Right, now we've got the basic shape down, we can try and make it look a bit nicer. So we'll put the ground in. Hope everybody's been drawing nice and lightly so far. And now we'll show the wheels on the far side of the car and shade those in. Press a bit harder for the shading under the car. We'll do things like the door handle. There's a wing mirror. Some windscreen wipers for English weather. A bit of chrome detail there, headlights. These bumpers are black so they can get some shading. As is this spoiler. The rear lights are tinted so they can be a bit darker, and the bumpers too. And on this particular car, There's an exhaust pipe to go in. The wheel arches are sort of squared off. That's quite an interesting detail, so we'll put those in. They're made out of 3 curving sections. And the rear one's a bit lower than this line that we put in early on. Almost trims the top of your rear wheel off. So you can have some shading under there. And you probably see inside the cockpit, the cabin a little bit. See the pillar on the far side. Things like the seat inside. As I said, that section here is black, so that should be darker. A little vent on it. And the early cars had these sort of 5-spoked alloys. So you can hint at those. And I think that's pretty much it. Hope yours came out okay. It's one of those cars, it's not too many lines to it, but it's easy if you get them wrong for it to look like a different car. I did one that looked like a Mitsubishi Colt because I did my cockpit area too tall. So let me know in the comments how yours came out. And also let me know if you've got any requests for future ones that you'd like me to try. I've got quite a list by now that I'm trying to get through. I will get to them all one day, but it might take me a while. Otherwise, like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and have a fantastic week, and I'll see you for another one soon.